Hey guys, Panzer J back here in Operation Dark Horizon. We're up to turn 12, so it's 12.7 for Italy, January of 1942. We do have some combat this turn, so let's get right into our lone tech roll. So we are sitting at stage 2 for long-range aircraft, and that takes an 8 or higher. So let's go ahead with that. And it's hard to tell, of course, there's shadows, but that's a 2, so we fail. How about if we move this dice tray over here? Does that help? Maybe a little bit. Okay, so no tech for Italy. Okay, so on to purchases. So I had 11 last turn, and Silk went ahead and spent 10. So, and we're at 13, so collected at the end of the turn, so we got 14 total. So we're going to do a colonial infantry for 4, and then unfortunately we're doing 5 militia for 2 apiece, so that's our 14. Don't really like spending money on militia, but got to beef up some territories, a little bit of defense, and I don't want to leave territories completely vacant either. So 5 militia and 1 colonial, and that's our 14. Okay, so on to combat. So the first one's just a walk-on. So down here in Upper Egypt, we're going to move, how many infantry is that? 2, 4, 5 infantry and 2 mountain infantry are going to move up 1. Not worth anything, but we're going to take Upper Egypt. Number 2 is going to be here on Malta. So the British have a militia and there's a US seaplane. So over here, we're going to take one of our transports, and we are at a major base there in Western Egypt. It's going to pick up one of the Marines in Tobruk, come 1, 2 to M6, pick up one of the infantry, and then 3 down to Malta. And then we've got our planes from Tobruk. We've got 4 fighters, a medium bomber, and a tactical. They're all going to come over 1, 2. It's overkill, but oh well. So it'll be 4 fighters, a medium, a tactical, and a marine and an infantry against just that militia, because a seaplane is going to just be a casualty if we hopefully take Malta. Okay, battle number 3 is also in C-Zone M4. So we've got 3 coastal subs here in M8. They're going to come over 1 and raid. I don't believe the British have radar or anti-submarine warfare, so it should just be a +1 modifier for those 3 coastal subs. Battle number 4 is going to be here in C-Zone M2. So this entire fleet, the rest of that fleet, which consists of a battleship, 2 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers, and 4 destroyers, are all going to come over 1, 2 and attack those 2 French ships, a destroyer, and I believe that's a heavy cruiser. And battle number 5 in that same sea zone, we've got this fleet submarine, and that's going to come over, let's see, where it's going to come over 1, 2, and also attempt to raid. You know what? Now that I think about it, I don't know if we're going to have those. I don't think I am going to raid, because I want to use that sub for cannon fodder in case the French get a hit. So we are not going to do the M2 battle, the convoy raiding. So that sub is just part of that fleet. So the only convoy raiding is with the 3 coastal subs there in M4. So just those 4 combats. So okay, number 1 here in Upper Egypt was just a walk-on. So we'll move up 5 infantry, 2 mountain infantry to Upper Egypt. 2 is the battle in Malta. So we've got a marine and an infantry offloading with 4 fighters, a medium, and a tactical. So let's go ahead. 4 fighters first. And we got 2 2s, a 1, and a 7. So plenty of hits. So his militia, I'll just drop that dice. His militia in return, and a 9 misses. So the seaplane should be part of the casualties, and we take Malta with a Marine and an infantry. Battle number 3 is going to be here, the convoy rating. So we got 3 coastal subs. So red is the British die there, and it's got the British symbol on it. And then that eagle is supposed to actually be the Italian symbol. So green is Italy, red is the British. So the first coastal sub, 4 to 3, we got a +1, so that should be 2 damage. The second coastal sub, 5 to 1, 6 to 1, so that should be another 5, so we're up to 7, and it only takes 6, but we'll just do the last sub anyways. 7 to 5, so I should have done altogether, I think, 9 damage, and it only can take 6. So the British should be maxed out with 6 damage there. And then the fourth and final battle is here in M2. So we have the battleship, 2 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers, 4 destroyers, and a sub. No first strike because the French do have a destroyer. So let's go ahead with our battleship first, and a 4, and battleships attack at an 8, so we got 1 hit. And then we've got 2 heavy cruisers at 6s, and a 7 and 11 both miss. We got 2 light cruisers at 5, a 5 and a 12. There's our second hit. Let's just roll out the first 2 destroyers, 9 and a 10 miss. The last 2 destroyers, a 1 and a 6. So we're up to 3 hits, so we should be good to go. Okay, so the French destroyer in return at a 4, a 3 hits, and the heavy cruiser at a 6. Of course, 2 hits. How wonderful for me. Okay, well, I'm glad I brought the sub. So we'll lose the sub for sure for 1 hit. And I guess we'll damage the battleship. So the 2 hits I suffered were take off the sub and damage the battleship there. Okay. So that should be it for the Italians. So on to non-combat. So this transport is going to go into port here in Tripoli. All of our planes, 4 fighters, a medium bomber, and a tactical bomber, all fly back to Tobruk. Let's see. We've got a naval transport left behind, an M8, and that's going to go 1, 2, 3, and go in port there in northern Italy. This destroyer is staying behind there in M8. Up here in Italy, we're going to have this infantry in southern Italy walk over to Sicily, and we're going to have the medium armor in northern Italy get railed down to southern Italy. Let's see, we're going to have the infantry in northern Italy come down to Rome. And I believe that is it. Okay, so unit placement. So we've got our 1 colonial infantry. We're going to place him down in Italian Somaliland. So that gives us a total of 2, 4, 5 colonial infantry there. We've got a militia we're placing in Transjordan. We've got a militia we're placing in Western Egypt. We've got a militia we're placing in Nubia. We've got a militia we're placing on Sardinia. And we'll place a militia in southern Italy. So that should be it for unit placement. So collect income. So Italy spent everything they had. We're still at 13, but we do get the $2 bonus for the Mediterranean being free of Allied warships. So we should collect a total of 15. So if you guys need a quick unit recap, down here in Italian Somaliland, We have 5 colonial infantry, 1 regular infantry, a cavalry, and a militia. Nubia has a militia. Upper Egypt has 5 infantry, 2 mountain infantry. Transjordan has 3 infantry, an artillery, and a militia. Western Egypt has 2 infantry, a motorized infantry, and a militia. Tobruk has a marine, an infantry, a militia, 4 fighters, a medium bomber, a tactical bomber, and a fortification. There's a destroyer in M8. There's an infantry in Tripoli. There's a transport in port there. Malta has a marine and an infantry, 3 coastal subs in M4, a militia on Sardinia, an infantry on Sicily, militia and a medium armor in southern Italy. Rome has a seaplane, a infantry, 4 militia. There's a naval transport in port. Northern Italy has a marine. And in M2, there's a damaged battleship, 2 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers, and 4 destroyers. So that should cover Italy here on turn number 12. Turning things over now to Hambone and the US KMT.